This is the XPeng, another electric car from China that's just been launched today. And they have two variants. But look at it, man. This is a very futuristic looking car. These lovely lights, these are actually the daytime running lights, and the headlights are actually here. So in the front, it's quite functional. At the same time, very contemporary. So if you look very closely here, there is a grille, but at the inside, you can actually see part of the cooling system that works for the battery. So in this country, the cooling for the battery is very, very important. So this is the difference here. And they have two variants. They have the G6 580 Pro, which will give you 435 kilometers. And then they have the 765 Pro, which will give you 570 kilometers. And this is by WLTP. So even with 435 kilometers, it is already quite good. So there won't be so much of range anxiety. But with 570 kilometers, this XPeng becomes a vehicle you can really use over a longer distance. So this is something you can consider, yeah? It actually looks like a sedan or a hatch, but actually it's a coupe SUV. So in terms of size, we have about 4.7 meters and 1.9 meters wide, I think. Yes, let me check. Yes, it is 4753 mm long and 1920, so it's quite wide, wide, and the height is 1.65, so it is just slightly taller than I am. The wheelbase of 2890 mm makes it a D segment SUV, so you can be assured that there's a lot of space. So what you're paying for is real quality because they come with Michelin Pilot Sport EV, so they come quite well appointed, yeah. Ventilated discs, these are 20-inch wheels, and at the front you have double wishbone suspension. At the rear you get a multilink, so you get what you call independent suspension all round. So this vehicle, you can say, is high spec. So you look at the design here, it looks very familiar, right? This part of it in isolation, but actually it's functional. This is what they call a coupe SUV. And this one will actually increase the headroom and give you more space in the boot. So the rear looks pretty nice with a light bar almost all the way across, broken up by this little dot here, which is actually the camera. So at the back, we have actually, I don't see a bumper. Oh yes, this is part of the bumper. The bumper comes all the way from here and all the way across to this side and up to here. Then they have a lower bumper. So this is the boot, and this is plastic. So this car is actually made to save weight. Just for your information, both the variants have a weight of 2025. So this makes it a pretty decent, lightweight electric vehicle. Let's check out the boot. Wow, this is nice. Okay, so for sure there is no spare tire. Wow, this looks so familiar, man. That there's a little bit of space here for you to put your stuff. So the boot space is 571 liters with the seats up, and with the seats down, of course, it goes to 1.6 thousand liters. And the boot is quite nice. And there's a removable tonneau cover. And let's see. Yeah, they do a 60-40 split, and you have a little power point here. The XPeng G6 has full ADAS features, and not only that, it can also auto park itself either with you in the car or with you outside the car through a remote app. And if you are in a very narrow space, it has what you call straight line summon. You can get it to go straight forward or straight in using the app on your phone. The XPeng actually runs on 800 volt architecture. So for those of you who are very familiar between 400 and 800, you will know that this is quite advanced. And this one also supports V2L. And the quick charge is from 10% to 80% done in 20 minutes using a DC charger. For the lower variant, it takes a maximum of 215 kilowatt charger, whilst the higher variant can take up to 280. For the driver's instrumentation, there's a 10.2-inch screen and gives you all the salient driver's information, including your gear position and also even your music. And for the infotainment, this is a 14.96 screen and it's very interesting. This very high level graphics, and look at this. You can actually scroll around your car and that's your home screen. You can look at your car and you can tell here that the two doors on the left are open. Yes. And then you go to this is the car information. Your tire pressures are here, your energy curve, where is your, how far you have driven, your seat slides, all the information is here, including your navigation. Then you look at the 360 camera. This is very good, and it actually can tell you what is going on around your car. Dual charging ports, and they support up to 50 watts of charging. Of course, your cup holders and your cubby hole, which is actually quite deep. There are two interior colors. This is the white version, and seats are both 6-way powered seat for the driver and co-driver, and it also comes with heater and ventilation. The steering is very interesting. It's not round, so a bit more flatter at the bottom and also flatter at the top, maybe to give you better vision. And also they have toggle switches that look a bit better than the Tesla one and more functional because it also allows left and right and up and down, and is very distinct division between the two. Back seat, very nice, aircon louvers, and there's plenty of leg room. Plus there's a special glass roof that actually has the ability to cut off about 90% of the heat. So there are two variants available. The standard one with 435 km range costs 165,820 ringgit. And for the long range, which gives you a total of 570 kilometers, it is 185,820. So what do you think of this car, guys? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook at YS Khong Driving.